You ever have one of those nights where you're just begging your kid to eat a single bite? Yeah. That was me in my own hotel's restaurant, of all places, dressed like $1 million and still getting nowhere with my 4-year-old daughter, Lily. The stares from the other tables? I could practically feel them burning holes through my suit. "Everything all right here?" came this warm, unexpected voice. Sophie, according to her name tag, hair pulled back, eyes full of that kind of kindness that's hard to fake. "We're fine," I snapped, not even trying to hide my frustration, but she didn't walk away like most would, just knelt right by Lily and whispered, "I have a secret. The chef's food is magic, but only if you use the princess fork." Out comes a new fork, veggies arranged into a goofy, smiley face, and suddenly, miracle of miracles, Lily's eating. I sat there shocked, watching the stranger do in 30 seconds what I'd failed to do all year. Sophie kept coming back, talking to Lily about silly things, making her laugh, giving me a break for the first time since my wife Caroline died 2 years ago, and Lily pretty much stopped talking to anyone. When dinner ended, Lily asked if Sophie could be our waitress every time. I just nodded, grateful and a little stunned at how easily she'd gotten through. That night, after Lily was home with the nanny, I went looking for Sophie, found her clocking out, about to disappear back into the kitchen world I never thought about. I tried to offer her an envelope just to say thank you, you know? She waved it off. Children deserve special attention, especially when they're struggling. Something in her voice made me look at her differently. She told me she grew up in foster care. Suddenly, her knack for reading Lillian made perfect sense. Turns out, she was a student too. Culinary arts. On her way to Paris in 2 months for an internship she'd dreamed of since she was 16. I felt this weird twist in my chest, proud of her, and a little selfish for not wanting her to go. Still, we started seeing her every week, me and Lily, in my own hotel, not because I needed the food, but because, honestly, Lily needed Sophie, and maybe I did too. There were napkin swans, smiley-face vegetables, silly stories, Sophie teaching Lily to fold a napkin while I watched them like a man, suddenly realizing his own heart hadn't been dead after all. One stormy night, I drove Sophie home, Lily asleep in the back seat. I got blunt, asked her about foster care, regretted it instantly, but she didn't get mad. She just told me the truth, how she bounced from home to home until one foster mom taught her to cook, said food is love made visible. That line stuck with me. We dropped her off, and I remember thinking, I really hope she keeps coming back. Then, one night, Lily got sick, burning up, won't eat, Nanny's panicking. She asked for Sophie's magic soup. I called Sophie, even though it was way too late. She came anyway, hair a mess, no makeup, just kindness. Made soup in my kitchen, sat beside Lily, and somehow Lily ate, fell asleep like magic. We sat in my living room after, 2 cups of tea between us, talking about Caroline, about feeling helpless as a parent. She just smiled and said, "You called me. That's what matters." And you know what? She was right. It all started feeling normal: family dinners, laughter, flour all over my kitchen from baking cookies, Sophie and Lily making birthday plans. But not everyone was thrilled. My assistant Victoria, she had her doubts, warned me about letting someone get close. Said I was getting played. It started eating at me, that old suspicion. Was Sophie using us? Why did she have to leave for Paris now, just when Lily needed her most? I started pulling backless texting, canceled dinners, made up excuses. Sophie noticed. Of course she did. She confronted me, scared why I was shutting her out. It all spilled out me fear she'd just vanish, my worry she was getting close for the wrong reasons. She looked at me, tears in her eyes, said, "I switched tables that night because your daughter looked miserable and you looked lost. That's it. I never targeted anyone." Her voice shook when she said she kept thinking about staying because of us. But she couldn't abandon her dream. The weeks after were miserable. Sophie stayed professional at work, barely looked at me except when Lily needed her. My daughter went back to being quiet. Meals became a battle again. One night, after a particularly rough dinner, I found Sophie in the parking lot. I apologized, told her I was terrified of losing her, of Lily getting hurt. She was scared too. "But I earned Paris," she said. "I'd never ask you to give it up," I told her, and for a moment, we found this fragile truce. I asked her to come to Lily's birthday. She showed up 3 hours early, built this ridiculous princess castle, cake chocolate drawbridge, and all. The house filled with laughter, kids everywhere. And in the kitchen, I overheard Victoria telling someone about my anonymous donation to Sophie's Paris internship, almost 50 grand to sweeten the deal. Sophie heard, too. She cornered me after, furious. "You think I need charity?" she said. "I worked my whole life for this." I tried to explain, said I just wanted her to have more options. She quit her job, us, everything. Said she couldn't be anyone's project. Sophie left, and the next weeks were the bleakest since Caroline died. Lily wouldn't eat, kept asking for Sophie. At school, she drew a picture of our family for Parents' Day, her and Sophie. When another kid said Sophie wasn't family, Lily got upset, pushed him, cried herself to sleep. I found a drawing, my family. That broke me. Victoria finally confessed deleted messages from Sophie, twisted the truth about the donation. I've been played, but not by Sophie, be my own fear and someone I trusted. That was it. I put Victoria in charge, dropped everything, called Sophie's diner job her last shift before flying out. Missed her by minutes. Ran to her apartment. She was already headed to the airport. Sitting at home, looking at Lily, I realized nothing mattered but fixing this. "Want to go on an adventure?" I asked her. "Let's find Sophie." We booked tickets to Paris, packed Lily's favorite toys, and for the first time in years, I stopped running for what I wanted. Paris was a blur, and Lily lost in the city, asking strangers, searching until finally, at Sophie's culinary demo, Lily spotted her, waving like crazy from the audience. Sophie nearly dropped her knife, but finished the presentation true pro, right? We found her after, and I told her everything, how I'd been afraid, how Victoria had interfered, how I wanted to be there for her, for us. "Would you move to Paris for me?" she asked. "For us," I said, and meant it. She got the job, junior chef, permanent position, and I told her we could make this work anywhere, as long as we were together. Lily asked if she could call her mommy. Sophie cried. I cried. We all cried, yeah, even me. I gave her a ring, not a proposal, just a promise, no more big decisions without her, just partnership wherever life took us. A year later, Sophie runs her own restaurant in the Paris hotel. Lily calls her mom, and we're expecting another baby. Life isn't perfect. There are language barriers, missed flights, days when grief sneaks back in, but this is what family feels like. Every Sunday, we cook together, magic soup and all, the same recipe that first brought us together. And you know what? Sometimes the family you need isn't the one you're born with, it's the one you find, one act of kindness at a time. So let me ask you, what does family really mean? Is it just blood, or is it about the people who show up, even when it's inconvenient, even when you push them away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's your family, and how did you find them?